So quick topic. When I was here, and right after the criminals that were in front of the other thing, what there, the general point, just like the first release here, about the time. Beyond that, we would have had the you got this shown. By now we just disappeared. We got this chemical trace. There was another spike seconds ago. And supposedly, the same time as the other visual signals in that those signals were highly reactive to the phone and started recording as it did now, but they needed to size away. So to do with that stuff, they tried to pretty good. I just have to look at this, and look at those, with the same type of thing. Yeah, we have that. Really good ball. That's the hope. I was supposed to do the face, the phone says exactly, it's beautiful, they say it's exactly the same. It's even the same. I think it's not even the same. It's last one. It wasn't a video when you moved here. No, it was shoot. All those crimes happen in Africa, but the country, they happen far more prolific. When, for some reason, sometimes they actually use it directly because that's sometimes the phone, but not always. You get too inspired, then actually the reason that they are not doing it. 1960 yeah, what else? There's one of the things happening to Fidelity, the team will shut down the airport twice. Sometimes only on this side. Exactly what they did with the other headphones. And for the criminals that were in front of me before, just look now. Now for the second release, there's another important share, which is they could have been happening to the mall today. And on top of all of that, the assumption that this is drug specifically rather than some other monstrosity. It just happens that, and wait for that one, narcotics are the more tame of the explanations because the other ones are far more wild than this. So the more plausible the explanations are the ones involve narcotics. The phone, now a good hint for you is, remember yesterday how quickly that phone charged? This phone that was charging the entire time, charging, not fully charged yet. That's a hint. Now the one is not fully charged yet. 9:46. Do I believe you're charging? I think you're charging, yes. Not for the guarantee, not much guarantee. Remember how the first thing I did in this mall was supposed to go out and shit? What presumably those criminals expected to believe at this stage is that as of this point, I would, for some reason, have to go to the bathroom to shit again. That's it. You know what it is. But you know what? It's gonna be good as alright. We can find me the way back. And kind of clean the stuff together. This orange was giving me all that much. Só pra falar, moço. Oi, o meu tava pra ficar. X? Que é nuggets. Ok. Esses 3 cachorros a mais. Eu preciso de 3 cachorros a mais.
Luiz Eduardo.
Eu preciso de 3 cachorros a mais. Três cachorros a mais. Sim, não sei, tem 3 a mais. I've been speaking there non-stop the entire time. If you didn't hear that, there was tampering. Now, people who beneficiate from crimes are interested in relationship crime. This is even going yet? Thank you. Only had for the time she was straight up about recounting the knowledge. That's important. Nobody likes to give off in the one fewer. Yes, they have done that no fewer than 4 times to put less than 10 in this. So you think, oh, that sounds sketchy. Not sketchy, it's to steal money, to food from one of the people. And paid for it. So steal, as I said. 4 times. All in video. bicycling. But it's okay though, they're the real victims, don't forget that one. What else? But those words are surprisingly similar in this language as well, so even if, first off, you'll know because they know this slang, but also the rest. That's not nearly as important to me as the other ones we heard before. So I might as well just, you know what, we should not charge a bit more. So, now normally I put these things inside, but I cannot because of the cat. So, what are we doing? We're not going anywhere. We're just trying to phone. I'm not going to the bathroom to poop again. We shut down the first thing we did because of that crime. Any further crime, you have plenty of faces to associate with. Any dehumanization, plenty of faces to associate with. Now, maybe it was the mall, maybe it was the criminal that were there, that left at the time. I don't know. I'm saying it's one of them. It has to be. So, maybe both things, the same, but the timing wouldn't add up. It was exactly the finish. That's not how this works. So it's either the mall or that. As far as I'm concerned, they're all involved in this. I don't know which one did which individually. Just go stop. One of them is guaranteed to be involved, guaranteed to be responsible. I'm cool with some accountability. If it is one or the other, I expect to be the one that actually did it, but both parties are involved in this crime confront. So, I don't know if you got me to say this, I want to say this is looking at the phone, is either the shopping mall specifically, who threw that for the ventilation, the same way that they threw the narcotics yesterday, and all the other days probably, or it would be the criminals that were there. The timing was exactly as they left, and throwing drugs through the ventilation is the mall's MO. So, as I said, proof for both. I cannot tell you which one specifically. All I can say is, what I said. So, there's absolutely no point in a healthy person to go to the point where it's quiet. Specifically after the... Oh yeah, talk about that. That's another possibility. No reason I don't like to speculate in this one. That being said, the second time that I said, oh no, yeah, it's supposed to be ready. Yeah, don't know. It doesn't look like it to me, but it's possible. So, let's sure we have it. I'm looking for this. And yeah, that's about it. Headphones been charging as well, so it's not that we're wasting. Plus, the phone takes so long to charge it now. But we came here to charge the phone. We're gonna see how much battery is gonna be there, and then they can sacrifice it. According to the criminals, they still have their way. I'll just be going to the bathroom now and trying to poo. And again, not advantage because I can go to the first bathroom, right? I'll be going to that one and I'm being able to charge because of little Chip, so she can stay close to me. I don't even know if she reacted too much. Like, I've been trying to go there. Every time I go there, she's asleep. And I've been trying to pay attention. But at some points, I had to eat. I had to listen to something to distract myself from that psychological torture and everything else. And at those times, I had to take it enough things. So, I put the thing on my ears, had to take my ears out of listening to her. Maybe I did that just to cause her to be feel to suffer. not something you wouldn't have seen. It's not something that is inconsistent with the previous crime side. Okay. Now, one final thing that is very important. That's 4 minutes short of the time to leave, and I shouldn't have the time to go down there to buy another Coca-Cola in Mufasa. So it's very likely we're not gonna have a full-blown thing for tomorrow. Besides, now we have the Burger King thing to eat. But no, he'll feel a Coca-Cola. I try to go there now, and if there was some expectation I'll get there in time, I probably would. It's gonna stop some traffic, it's likely to lead nowhere. Plus it's very expensive. I had this kind of idea not to come. I was in doubt, as you could see in the video. But a good chunk of it was just not wanting to. And right now I think it was pretty positive that you get to see so many faces. That's not a very small fraction of the amount. I would not say even 30% of the amount of the faces that are involved in this crime that you would see today. If I was just capable of showing all of them to you, either ones that got close to me, not even going in there to seek it. Just those ones you see, more of that. And as I was sitting here, as I was moving around me to one side and to the other side, if I could just show all of them to you, many more. I would even say more racial changes, because the ones that when they think they're not being filmed because of the digital crimes, which is, as I said, completely intertwined with the drug crimes. They know when the phone is working, when the phone is not, even the other phone. That was one of the points. There was so little reaction from the criminals to the phone being on top of the thing there. You would expect them to see a phone just flat in the airport, especially a phone that they don't know because the phone is different, right? That should be a big deal. Although we can ask them if it's only by face or it's more the phone. Whatever answer they give is bad, so might as well. But either way, I would say that it doesn't matter. We need to buy there's no point buying Coca-Cola here. We need to buy that tomorrow so we can charge the phone. So we came here to buy Coca-Cola and charge the phone. And we didn't buy the Coca-Cola, and neither should we, because we need to charge the phone tomorrow. The way is a piece of shit. Right? But that's not even a big deal, because what happens is, in Gelson's place, the way that they throw the drugs there is so systematic that virtually doesn't make a difference at times. And if it is one of those times where it doesn't make a difference, it doesn't make a difference. So long as you say some, in case it's not the case, it doesn't make a difference. You might as well just leave so you can change the air a little bit, get a couple of faces, because they like to pose for you those times as well, associated with the heavy amount of narcotics they use there, which is always more, almost always more than here in the mall. And, charge your phone. Whatever it is, and for that, we're going to need to buy that kind of power. So we didn't, and it's actually a good thing we didn't. Another increase on the namesake drugs. They're called piss and shit, right? So the namesake drugs are the piss and shit drugs. In this case, the shit drug. Also, there's a reason I mentioned those two together. Back in the day, I wasn't very sure that the shit drugs are different than the drugs that cause machines to piss. Now at this point, I'm 100% confident that the drugs to piss are neurological, that they are central nervous system drugs. I was hearing a cop say today. You know, like they cause this by affecting the way your brain works. That's why sometimes I pee a lot, sometimes I pee little. It's not like it causes me to produce more pee. It's just that I cannot hold it, right? I think it has to do the same thing as the numbness in the limbs, numbness in the legs in particular, tingling. All those other things are also related to the nervous system. And again, knowing that they use heavy amounts of narcotics and other things, hardly a surprise. What else? In other drugs, I won't decide everything. That was psychological torture. I came here to eat. I arrived in the mall and on the bus that passes there, 4. No, it was 5, right? Passed there around 5 o'clock. Bus driver didn't even want me to pay. And they didn't accept payment to be the formal, the definition of what we saw there in video. Said that today the ride is for free. You know what that's supposed to mean. Again, but those are the criminals that think that you can replace a war crime with a sandwich. So probably something along that line. What else? There was a criminal literally looking at me and then hiding behind the thing. And yeah, someone who thinks he's on the law for one reason or another. Am I right? Which is a joke because everyone's above the law here. Oh yeah, no, you're not a child. There's someone in a white coat. We need to check on that phone. I might as well just show. It's just a telepathy that I knew that there'll be someone there grown up with a white coat. Yeah, the power of the mind and that crap. Pretty cold, and even more cold on this one. Again, fully connected, and the feet are connected too. Okay, but we can just take it off. Disconnect it all. I think had to call, right? Connected, charging, connected, charging. Again, one ball and one blinking exactly as we arrived. Again, seems to be that they're gonna be victorious on that one shoot. That's very good. It's gonna be one of those days when you upload everything to YouTube. The resolution is pretty low. We're probably not seeing all that much. But there's always a halfway evidence that tons of criminals staring at me at this point, because they always are. So, we might have some in that front as well. Okay. Is it even going to? Well, it is. Well, that's kind of surprising. Anyway, as I was pointing out, so just imagine the child was the guy who was hiding behind the pole and putting the child for, and was that. So again, do you imagine a child about, let's say, like 4, 3, 6, between 4 to 6, would be capable of have access to their own content by their own means? Just, hack their way into the internet, to accessing data into the war crime, without complete knowledge from the parents. Because yeah, that's possible for 15-year-old, not for 4, right? But given that you have the the walker guy over there, I would say that beyond doubts now about involvement. And I'm telling you that for most of those crimes, I cannot speak for them in particular, but for most of those crimes, those criminals will be doing what they will be showing what they do voluntarily, i.e., they will be telling the children to do this. Ad hoc, like on the moment about the crime itself. You know how we describe something else when we talk about the crimes on the phone? That the criminals access the phone on the spot, because that's very relevant both criminally and it's relevant to understand how the crime happened. But criminal is relevant because it's a different crime, right? One thing is to install a virus on a computer or on a phone. Another thing is to specifically hijack the phone on the moment. And we know that those criminals hijack the phone as it happens. That's how they know how the videos stop in the right moments, how you have interference on the videos as I'm talking, only certain videos, not other ones. When crimes start to happen, they continue happening, and then they stop, and then the phone functions virtually normally. My criminals stalk to know always where I am, so they're close by. Those vehicles parked in the highway. As I said, they think that they're going to be accused of being parked in the highway. Traffic tickets. Ways to process, they continue believing that. Honestly, if that's the accused of, we just have another set of criminals. This time it belongs to the government. As I mentioned before, we talk about you saw the bus company literally stealing the fare from me. You saw the child, probably the child won't be as immature as to literally find out someone who is actually needing the money and just take the money and run away in a bus. And then you have the bus company doing that with formally uniformed personnel, including telling me, go come in the back door, and as I go there, they drive away. So, that's in video and that's documented. Do you really think that it's going to reflect on the private company only? Or it's going to reflect on the government body that's supposed to supervise the one very private public transport system in the entire city? Because I'm sure that that's just an organic. Nobody likes money. The city, Paraguay as well, they have the problem of having too much money. So, it's just nobody else has an interest in their market.